Yo, what is up YouTube? It is OGaming95, I also go by OG, and today we will be doing an in-depth guide on how to hit every single spike RNG and also how to dodge every single spike RNG. Now once we finish that, I will also be giving some general tips of Spike, and since he is one of my favorite brawlers, and I do consider myself one of the top spikes in the game, I will be showing you some of my best Spike gameplay. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so with the most recent balance changes, they actually changed Spike's attack mechanics quite significantly. So before, it would go in an RNG pattern, but now you can aim it in the exact same pattern every single time. Some people thought this was a buff. I agree with them. It's actually super useful, and I love just aiming my Spike RNG. A lot of people haven't caught on to it yet, so hopefully my video can help you guys get a competitive edge when you're in a Spike matchup. So every time Spike does his attack, it launches out 6 spikes when it explodes, okay? And typically, if you hit someone directly, it will just hit them for 2 spikes and the other 4 will still scatter. So my favorite Spike RNG to do is when someone's hugging the wall. This is super useful against throwers, and a lot of people still haven't caught on to it, so you can get away with a lot of just chipping and yeah, just not letting them regen. So if someone's hugging a wall, you want to make sure to throw your spike either directly to the left or directly to the right of the wall, just so it goes in line with their brawler, okay? Now what this actually does is your spikes, 2 of them go horizontally every time. So whether it's to the left or to the right, it will like guarantee a hit as long as they're hugging the wall and it's lined up properly. And yeah, it's super useful, guys. I strongly recommend doing this whenever you can, just to stop regeneration. Okay guys, now that we covered that 2 of them go horizontally, the other 4 spikes actually go in a diagonal pattern. So there will be like 2 going diagonally up in that pattern and then diagonally down in that pattern. So let me just show you some angles that these attacks work on. Now these horizontal patterns are a little trickier to get. It definitely takes some practice getting used to it, so you won't hit all of them every single time, but once you start getting like the hang of it, once you start practicing it, you'll start hitting them more frequently, and it really helps. Like, the main point of these RNGs aren't to like kill people, but sometimes it can kill people, don't get me wrong, but the main point is to stop regeneration and just keep the pressure on your enemy so you can push them back and take their position. They're also super handy in certain situations, like in a corner and you can't reach someone, or you know, in the bushes and you just get like a lucky one sometimes. So as important as it is to know how to hit your Spike RNGs, it's also equally, if not more important, to know how to dodge them. Just because Spike is such a prevalent brawler in the current meta, and you see him like literally every other game. He's viable in every game mode. He's just such a strong and great brawler. He's one of my favorites, like I said earlier. So the easiest way to dodge Spike RNG, if you're ever in a one-on-one situation with Spike, is to stand almost directly beneath the Spike shot. I'd say about 3 tiles beneath where the Spike shot breaks, 3 to 2 tiles, and you'll never get hit by it. It's as simple as that. Just stand directly under it, okay? This is by far the easiest one. I don't want to see any of you guys getting hit by any Spike RNGs after this video, okay? Okay guys, so we covered the easy part, standing directly under the Spike attack, but how do you dodge the other Spike attacks? So once you figure out the pattern, remember there's always going to be 2 horizontal and then 4 vertical going that way and then that way. Excuse the hand gestures. I know they're not that accurate, but I'm sure you guys have seen a Spike attack before, so you understand where I'm coming from. So what we actually want to do to dodge the diagonal attacks is, first off, you have to judge the distance that the Spike's attacking from, because that plays a huge factor. That's determining where it breaks and how far it's going to go. So what I like to do is, if I know I can't stand directly underneath it, I'll start pushing up to the left or to the right side where I know the horizontal attack will not break. Now, this one is a little trickier, so don't expect to dodge it every single time, because even I don't do that and I'm very experienced Spike. But with the right amount of practice and just as long as you're paying attention to where the Spike attack breaks, I think you can dodge like 90% of them. It's just all about like knowing Spike's mechanics. Alright, so now that we've covered his RNG, or spikes, I guess we can call it, let's get to how to 2K every single Spike shot. And I don't recommend going for 2Ks every time because they can be difficult to hit, but obviously there are those situations where like it's Brawl Ball, the guy with the ball has like 2,000 HP left. You're really low on HP. If you don't hit the shot, he's gonna like score. So, and these situations are like other situations where a 2K is necessary. You want to aim either almost widen them to the left or almost widen them to the right, and this will actually enable 3 spikes to hit your opponent. So now that we've covered all of that, let's get into Spike's super and his star power. Okay, now Spike has one of my favorite star powers in the game, but we'll get to that in a second. So for his super, it actually slows down the enemies. I forget the exact radius of the circle, but it's pretty like significant. Sometimes you do have to predict it, but it's really useful in certain situations like area denial or slowing down your enemies. They're running back to their spawn with 10 gems. You know, you can stop them, slow them down, and hopefully hit them with a couple spike shots. It's also good at doing damage to multiple people. It doesn't only single target, so that's also incredibly useful in a lot of situations if people are clumping up. However, it can be hard to hit in some situations unless you're right on top of the person. So if they are at a decent distance, you kind of have to like watch their movement patterns and then figure out where they're going and just kind of predict it. But worst case scenario, you get them trapped in it for like 1 second. It slows them down and you can still get like a few shots on it. So overall, it is a really solid super. And yeah, it just complements Spike really well. Okay guys, now I think Spike's star power might actually be one of the most underrated star powers in the game. I'm just such a huge fan of it. Just kudos to Supercell because I love Spike's star power so much. So essentially what the star power does is it heals you for, I think it's just under 500 HP per second, and it's whenever you launch your star power, or your super, sorry, and you're standing in it, with the star power, it'll heal you and do damage to any opponents that are caught in it. And this is just so useful in so many situations. Obviously, it's dual purpose. You can go for, you know, just quick regen if you need to hold your position, or you can like trap your enemy in there and you can hide behind a wall even and just still get healed from the other side. So it's such a great star power. I think it's super underrated. And yeah, it just complements Spike really well. He's such an amazing brawler right now. A little overpowered. I hope they don't nerf him too much just because I love him as a character. He's always been one of my favorites. But yeah, he's really great, guys. Now, let me just give you a quick idea of how a 1v1 with Spike works. If you are using all of your shooting mechanics and dodging mechanics properly, it should be a breeze. As long as your opponent's not like crazy good Spike and they're like all up to date. They've probably seen this video, so hopefully they haven't seen it. Hopefully just you guys saw it. But yeah, if you can outthink your opponent just with RNG and how to dodge it, then you're in really good shape against a Spike on Spike. Alright, cool guys. So I just wanted to cover these things because I do use Spike a lot and I think it's really valuable information. I haven't seen anyone else cover it. So I just wanted to make the general public aware of all these mechanics in case you guys didn't know. I think a lot of it is useful information. If you guys have any questions, of course, just like DM me, message me on Twitter, Discord. You know, I'm always around. So if you ever need any help with anything, just by all means, reach out to me. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But I will leave you guys with some Spike gameplay, just so you guys can see some of the mechanics in real time. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please sub to the channel, drop a like, maybe a comment, and just any feedback is welcome, guys. I'm having a ton of fun doing these videos, so I really appreciate all the support I got on my first one. It was like overwhelming. It like really exceeded all my expectations. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Spike gameplay, and I hope you found the tips useful. Thank you so much. Peace, YouTube.
And dream.